mosh pit. You better duck or get your top hit. Cleaning crew, we pull out with the mop sticks. I can let my demons loose, we riding, don't get caught sick. Really, I believed in you, it turned out that you not shit.
What is YouTube, MillionDollarDream back again with yet another $1 million video. Today I'm bringing you guys a video that I probably would never expected for me to bring you guys, honestly, in a good amount of time. And that video is, I'm here to announce that I have been fired from my job. Really because I was trying to put a lot of time into going to school so I can get to the next level. And unfortunately, the job was really binding and really choking for me to move on to that next step so I can get to where I want to go. It was just really hard for me, unfortunately. The reason why it was hard was not only because of the people in my job had so much seniority that it was really hard for me to try to get around that. And also the same people have been working in the same location for God knows how long. The thing is working at the job that I used to work at is that there's a point system that basically goes off of your attendance. And if you get a certain amount of points, then that will get you fired. The limit to those points is 38. And you know, when I was a manager, when I was a regular rep, I got promoted to a manager. And unfortunately, I went through like 3 or 4 different stores because each different time I had a manager or a store, something would happen to the point that the manager ends up leaving or the store gets shut down. The first store I went to was a store in Washington Square in DC. That store got shut down, and it was already gonna get shut down before I even went there. But the reason why I went there is so I can get my foot in the door of me becoming an assistant manager. Then after that, I got, you know, directed over to Chinatown, and working in Chinatown was cool until that manager wasn't doing his job. And then because he wasn't doing his job, because I was new, he tried to roll me under the bus with him. So then I ended up going to the next person, and the next person was over in Maryland in Chevy Chase or DC. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but it's like borderline DC, borderline Maryland. But anyways, I went over to Chevy Chase, and me working over there at Chevy Chase, honestly, I really liked the experience until I got to the second manager I had at Chevy Chase, who was an extreme bitch, probably the worst person I've ever worked with in my entire fucking life, making my job extremely hard by really trying to crucify me or trying to, you know, like make an example of me in front of my reps, which I was not going for. This first time I did that, I had to check her. The second time, I really had to check her, and she never really did it again. But a lot of things as far as, you know, her attendance, her not showing up to work, her not, you know, doing what she's supposed to do, or not giving me, you know, any information as far as like what's her ETA or where she is, because at the end of the day, I'm an assistant manager and I'm new to my role. Like, I don't really understand what's going on, and I don't really have any proper training because every manager I've had, I haven't had for more than a month. You know what I'm saying? Because every single time I get someone, they end up dipping out. I was only in the ASM role for around 5 months until it was told to me by at that time, the area manager, that if I don't step down, because me and the area manager, having my store manager at that time, we were bumping heads and going back and forth a lot, and it was really pissing off the area manager. The area manager ended up popping up to our store pretty much to tell us that, or to tell me that, you know, but he said 2 things to me that was like really alarming. And he said one thing was like, if you don't step down, I will make you step down. And he said that you can be an ASM, but it's not going to be on my team. And to me, it was just crazy because I'm thinking like, why would you tell me that? Like, why would you say that if you don't step down, I will make you step down? Like, when my manager at that time, while I was in ASM, kept doing all that weird stuff to me, I was like constantly like documenting stuff, you know, just in case. So when she tries to, you know, come for me, then it's like, bro, I got all this with timestamps on the days that you're saying that you're at work and you're not at work, and you're saying you're gonna help me with something, you're not helping me with something, and then you try to document me for not knowing some shit. But how am I gonna know the shit if you're not training me to know the shit? And it don't make no damn sense. Funny because I got tricked out of that position, but I never got written up for doing something wrong once being an ASM. Not one time. I've never gotten written up for doing something wrong, not one time being an ASM. But I was told to step down, and I was told that if I don't step down, I will be forced to step down by my area manager over something that I never did anything wrong. I did nothing unethical. I did nothing that was against policy or anything. What he said verbatim was I went against manager code because I was having conversations pertaining to the business when it comes to the reps. My thing is that how can you expect me to continue to hold this bond with my manager at the time, who's the store manager, while I'm the assistant manager, if she's trying to embarrass me in front of the reps, if she's trying to put on a show, you know, in front of the reps and trying to, you know, make me look bad, and she's not popping up to work, and she's dipping out, and she's giving attitudes to all the other reps in the store. Obviously, naturally, I'm going to start forming some kind of bond or some kind of trust or some kind of understanding with the representatives, because my own manager, who's supposed to be like this with me, likes to try to embarrass me in front of said reps. So what makes you think logically that I'm going to still be buddy with this manager? Like, come on, bro, use some common sense. I'm not sure if dude was smashing my old manager, or they had some kind of relationship, or I don't know what it is, but he did for whatever he can to try to protect this girl. This girl ends up going to a whole other location, gets burnt out of that location, just like how she got burnt out of the last location before she came to my location. And then she ended up stepping down. And then when she stepped down, she ended up stepping down from a manager to an assistant manager to a rep. And it's like, bro, like, I knew I wasn't wrong. I was told before she even came to my store, watch out for shorty because she does not like coming to work. And she got ran out of her last spot because she does not like coming to work. Wasn't even the first day I was supposed to work with her after we got out of manager training. Wasn't even the first day. She already didn't show up 4 hours to her shift. Bro, there was one time that she left early to go buy a car. The blue little Hyundai or Kia that she has, like, yeah, like, she had left out of work to go buy a car. It's crazy. After I had left, right? After I had left the store, and after I had came back from being an assistant manager, I had the area manager at the time. He said, hey, you know, why don't you just PTO out? If you don't use your PTO, you will lose the excess PTO. You know what I'm saying? So basically, when you have the job, you have like 140 hours of PTO. And the PTO that you don't use, the vacation, which is 80 hours of that, there's like sick, there's a bunch of other stuff, and then there's vacation. Your vacation, the excess that you get would move on to the next year, right? So, but you only get 80 hours of that vacation that moves over. So let's say out of the 140, you don't use anything, right? If when the next year carries over, only the 80 hours of vacation will carry over to the next year up into March. And if you don't use the excess PTO by March, it is gone. When I went from being a regular rep at having 140 hours of vacation up to being an ASM having, I think, like 180 hours or 173 hours of vacation, you know, you got that good bump. So when I was able to use that excess PTO off of what he said, hey, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So you might as well just PTO out, you know what I'm saying, for a good month or so. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. So when I PTO'd out and I came back to working a regular, you know, being a rep, I had no PTO.
Come on.
All my vacation was gone, and all my vacation was gone in the height of the year. We're talking like end of January, like very beginning of February. Like, bro, like what? That doesn't make any sense. And even the vacation that I wanted to put in for Texas to go see my family, like how I do every single year, because I already bought the plane tickets for it, my manager at the time never put in my vacation for me. She never did. I'm gonna have to accumulate points, right? Because the area manager told me that, hey, if you take this vacation, you might as well use it, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I come back with a crap ton of points after my vacation, and I think it came around like July or something like that. I was triggered a final for my attendance because I, you know, exceeded 38 points. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So I tried to speak to people and talk to people, be like, yo, what's going on? And it's kind of like you can't really prove anything, because it's, you know, the job I work for is really political. It's really like he say, she say, and it's really hard to like really prove stuff. But, you know, I've had conversations with this individual, with someone else in the room a couple of times. I know the one time that we were having a conversation when that person was on the phone, even that person who was another area manager had to tell that area manager to, yo, you need to chill, bro. You maxing out. Like, yo, chill. Like, let him talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, off of what I've heard, I'm not sure if it's really true, but off of what I heard, you know, that same area manager told my manager that, yo, like, buddy was tripping to you know, Miles on the phone. Like, what the hell? I've never seen him like that. Like, he was really geeked up. And I was like, bro, I even asked him, I was like, yo, why are you so mad? Like, I'm really confused on what did I do to you? Like, I don't give two shits about you, bro. I don't really care about you at all. I don't, like, I'm just kind of confused on why do you have it out for me? But the only reason why I think that he would is because of the girl, the ASM, because we were bumping heads, or because I wasn't being no bitch ass nigga. But I'm not about to let you try to discipline me and try to talk down to me, or try to correct me, or try to scold me because how come we're not selling this? How come we're not selling that? You know what the expectations are, bro. You're not about to be doing none of that in front of my reps, bro. Like, I'm cool with taking criticism, I'm cool with taking accountability, but if you want to do that, we can go to the bag. If you want to do that, we can go outside. You want to do that, we can go to the corner. We don't got to do that in front of people. Like, this ain't no circus, because if you want to do that, I'm going to really put on a show for real. And I know you don't want me to put on a show for real, because you're not gonna want no tickets to be here. You're gonna want to leave. It's gonna be real embarrassing for you, bruh. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be part of this show. So like, yeah, you're like, nah. Because best believe you headlining for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I knew that in order for me to get out, if I continue to stay here, and it's funny because I tried to move on to the next thing, and I tried to, you know, get some kind of PTO so I can do something, but I've had so many points accumulated over time, and it just made it even more difficult. And I remember I was talking to my manager, and he tried to give me a final for something, and he wanted me to sign, and I told him I'm not signing that because the PTO that I have, the PTO that I had, I can't even use anymore. So anytime that I might, you know, be coming in late, anytime that, you know, I might be sick, anytime that it might be a family emergency, because I have no PTO, I can't use nothing. And then these points that I have are gonna stay on here until 6 months or until next year. So it's like, I'm fucked. So like, me coming back from being an ASM and then coming off of my vacation, bro, that literally fucked me for points, like 30, 40 points, which is already fireable, already. It wasn't until today that I came to work and I sat down, and before I even clocked, the second I clocked in, it was just brought to the room, X, Y, and Z, like, yo, like your termination because of attendance. And yeah, and it's funny because even my manager, like, you know, even he was starting, I saw that he was getting emotional, it looked like he was about to start tearing up, start crying and stuff. And it was funny because he asked me, he was like, do you even care? And I was like, no, like, I don't care. Like, I care strictly because I know it's wrongful. And I know it could have easily been avoided. I know it's wrongful because it's like the points that I had, a lot of them were not legit points. They were not legit points. But he said verbatim that if you don't use it, you will lose it. And he probably genuinely thought that, and maybe he really thought that and he was wrong. I'm not saying that he did that on purpose because he was trying to make me lose all my vacation. I'm not saying, I'm not accusing him of anything, of doing anything malicious with that. But what he did tell me was that if you don't use it, you will lose it. That he did say that verbatim. That's exactly what he said. I'm not saying that he said that to try to fuck me over again, but I know that he said that because he was trying to, off of what it seemed like, have me use the PTO I would have lost if I didn't use it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because the thing is that you have 180 hours being a PTO, being an ASM. So when you go back down to being a rep, you're losing 40 hours of vacation, gone, right? This is what he explained. So I'm thinking, okay, 40 hours gone, might as well just use it. So I used it for like a whole 3 weeks. I PTO'd out for the rest of the month. So then coming back and having all those points is just kind of like that. I don't know. I never saw how that was fair. And on top of that, even how for it to even get up to a final, there's like a lot of documentation that has to be signed. I only remember signing like one piece of paper, and there's several pieces of paper that you have to sign. So there's like a lot of questions that I have, and even with the final, final I had, and even the final the termination I had, I didn't sign any of those paperworks. So I don't understand. Well, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. But those conversations are going to be had later. But it's like, the thing is like, I wanted to go to school, so I would come to work like 4 hours late Saturdays and Sundays so I can go to school and do therapy. But the thing is that because of the way that it's set up in the store with seniority, it's very hard for me to do that. And on top of that, the manager made it so no one can PTO out or use me time on Saturday. I had no vacation, bro, from the very start of the year. Already I had like, because of the vacation I took in March, I took like 30 or 35 points or something like that. It's like something insane. And it's like, and then they gave me like 2 or 3 days of vacation, but that still put me to the point that it's still fireable. And then I got fired to the point I was at 68 points. And remember, because I couldn't use me time, because I couldn't use vacation certain days to accommodate for school, and because my manager was really, for a second, he was dragging his feet trying to hire someone until he actually started picking up, tried to hire someone. That person he took the job, but then he ended up declining it because he moved back to Tennessee. And then the second person got hired, but the motherfucker didn't even have a fucking social. Like, how the fuck you get hired, but you don't got no fucking social? Like who the fuck let this motherfucker in through the door? Like what the fuck? That's like getting into a club and you don't have your ID. Like, how the fuck this nigga get in the club? He don't got his fucking ID. Like, it don't make no damn sense. But yeah, so then that happened and she couldn't. So I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna keep waiting, bro. Like, I've seen people take these courses and get successful when it comes to tech and IT and stuff, and being business analysts and doing coding and stuff like that. And I really want to do this because it kind of goes with what I do, especially with making content and stuff like that. It goes hand in hand. Like, it's a really good lifestyle for me until the content stuff really finds its groove. But it's like I can't let the store like be like a deciding factor for my dreams, for my goals, for what I want to do. Like I can't let my manager dictate when I'm gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to put matters in my own hands, bro. I live with my parents. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's a blessing, bro, to live with your fucking parents, bro. You know how many motherfuckers go to work every day and they have no choice. They have no choice, bro. If I had my own apartment, if I had my own place right now, like I wouldn't be in class right now. Class is $6,000, bro, for 4 months. $6,000. It would have been dope if I was able to hold off until like June, because the last day for class is June 1st. But class is $6,000, bro. Like I was able to pay that because I pay rent in the house I live now, but it's like it's not my own place, but it's still, I'm so grateful for it. I kind of think of it like I had roommates, you know what I'm saying? Because I still pay rent regardless, but it's just like, and it's my family. Like I get to have my mom, my dad, like tell me, like, yo, what do you want for dinner tonight? I get to have home cooked meals. Like a lot of motherfuckers don't. My dating life is still perfectly fine. Like nothing, this does not enable my dating life at all. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no one to impress. Like I don't give a fuck what people say. And if anyone's living with their parents, bro, take advantage of it as long as you can. Not as long as you can, but like when it gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, nigga, but like when you get to the point that you know what I'm saying, you start having like, you know, a sturdy ground to stand on, like, bro, like take it, like build up, bro, build yourself up to the point you got like 10, 20, $30,000 in your bank account, cars paid off, no debt, and you can just boom, move out. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that shit, trying to flex your Instagram, trying to flex your social media. Niggas posting shit with the new keys or the new Benz or Hellcat or fucking downtown apartment in downtown DC or some shit. But it's like, those niggas are literally living check to check. They only got like $300 in bank account. You know what I'm saying? In their bank account. That's literally all they got. But you'd be surprised if people really live and how they try to, you know, throw a facade for social media. But yeah, bro, it's like I knew it was coming one day or another, but I was prepared for it. Like when my manager was talking to me, I know he was like, damn, this nigga just doesn't care. But that being said, yo, I'm just happy to have a clear slate, happy to have a clear mind, and happy to work. That being said, yo, peace, love, and positivity like always. This is MillionDollarDream signing out with yet another $1 million video. If you ever been fired, let me know how it happened down in the comment box down below. Anyways, that being said,
I believed in you, it turned out that you not shit. Moving on, that's easy too, quit acting like I'm not rich. Fuck these IG hoes, I'd rather have a block bitch. She been playing on my heartstrings like a guitar.